number 2 in Triple J's Hottest 100. So nearly there. I got a bone to pick.
The Triple J Hottest 100 is an annual music listener poll.
Over 500,000 people are invited every year to participate in voting for their favourite songs of the year.
This is done via an online poll conducted 2 weeks prior to the new year.
The top 100 most popular songs and then counted down on Australia Day.
In the space of 10 years, the poll has grown from 500,000 to 2 million.
It's regarded as the world's greatest music democracy ever.
But there's been a problem with the Hottest 100 in recent years, and that problem is the day that it falls on, January 26th, Australia Day. For many people, Australia Day is in fact Invasion Day. It's the day that Captain Cook arrived on the First Fleet, intruding upon the sacred land of our Aboriginal community and claimed it as their own. After a leak that the station was in talks of potentially shifting the countdown to a different day of the year, media has enhanced the conversation for the public sphere's involvement, from opinion pieces to news articles to blogs and forums.
Nice.
Oh, we start
Wish
now.
we got that.
What did you listen to in high school?
You know, Zeppelin, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Beyonce hardcore, Alicia Keys.
Tupac, Biggie Smalls, old school type of music.
But then I was in a Motown phase as well and found my favourite band of all time, which is The Temptations.
How important is the Triple J Hottest 100 to Australian music?
It's championing Australian music. Like, there's also international music as well.
I'm a DJ, I make house music. I know the feeling, like you want recognition, everyone wants that, so I think it's important that bands get that.
Well, I think the Hottest 100 countdown is kind of like a really important milestone in Australian culture, not just music.
Me, I've always been influenced with more American type of music, never really cared much for Australian, but as of a few years ago, sitting by the pool, having a few drinks at a party, the Triple J Hottest 100 would be playing in the background.
Yeah, it's sort of become a part of the Australia Day that I celebrated with my friends.
It just gained my interest. I heard a few songs that I did actually like, and I went and Googled them, and they were Australian artists, and that got me more involved with the Hottest 100 and Australian artists.
It's a day to celebrate music and also the teams, I think, that go behind producing records and the band's work. I think it's important for them to get the recognition.
Interesting to see what Aussie artists make the top 100 because it's from artists worldwide, so it's good to see that we've got some local talent.
By having a Hottest 100, it's not a contest of who's better than, the other artists. It's more like, this is what we have to show for what we've done for the past year.
I am the head of entertainment management, so I run the entertainment management degree. Clearly, it is an issue that demands a lot of respect and a lot of scrutiny. And of course, I think with all these things, really conversation about it from a perspective of trying to understand all the parties rather than just going, well, I think this and therefore this is right, is the only way forward.
I actually went to Invasion Day. Not only are they mourning from the past, they're still mourning today because they're still going through battles and issues. Australia Day changed when I discovered that. On this particular day, it's an opportunity to bring about awareness, which is that Indigenous culture and history isn't being acknowledged by white Australians on this day when it should be.
So if they were to change the date, what would your ideas be? Would you want to keep it, or what day would you move it to?
When I first heard about them changing the date, without obviously knowing the reasons behind it, I was obviously a little bit disappointed.
The move does make sense. Putting thought into when that could be, I don't know, but I think it could be a good conversation to bring up. Since learning the reasons behind it, I can't really argue with it too much.
The Hottest 100 being on this day, is it just adding another distraction from the problem?
Look, I think the Hottest 100 could also work on, say, another public holiday like Boxing Day, because why not? It's another day that people have off.
I think it definitely needs to be on a public holiday. Maybe New Year's Day, I feel like would be a good one.
First day of the year?
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's accurate in depicting the reflection of the last year.
It is technically a day that is celebrated by a lot as a dark day, not so much a day of being united as a country. Or
A lot of people just assume that because it's in the past, it should be forgotten.
About it being a clash with Indigenous Australians in the morning surrounding that day. I could understand why that would be insulting or disrespectful. I'm pro switching, but it can't go away.
Triple J has announced next year's Hottest 100 will be held on Australia Day, despite calls for the date to be changed out of respect for Indigenous people, some of whom viewed January 26 as the day their land was invaded.
Although the date will remain the same for next year, Triple J announced a collaboration with the Australian Indigenous Mentoring Experience for the Hottest 100 to create a meaningful connection between all communities, including Indigenous Australians.
A Change.org petition to support shifting the date has also accrued over 2,300 signatures in the past month. Comment below to have your say. What day would you move it to?
Talk about the weather, call that Australia Day. I said, how about March 8?